kick heard round the state of Tennessee.
Are you kidding me? Caleb Williams!
Touchdown, Michigan!
The horn frogs. The Buckeyes draw first blood. And Georgia is going to survive. The Georgia Bulldogs back to back.
It is that time of year again.
Welcome back to This Week on Campus, the weekly show where I bring you the highs and lows, the ins and outs of the past 7 days in college football. And folks, I'm living large because it's another week where Auburn is undefeated and Alabama isn't.
Yes! Yes!
Let's go!
Yes! Yes!
Come on!
Yes!
He's an idiot.
Yes!
Alabama did come out with the win on this one, albeit struggling at South Florida, and it was a different kind of pain for Nick Saban at halftime. Guaranteed, however, that the rest of us will be enjoying this fall from grace. We shipped our gears back to College Game Day, which you guessed it, was in Colorado, and it was a special one as this Saturday marked Lee Corso's 400th headgear pick. Asked about if he'll see 500,
I'll never make it.
and it's still glad to see he still has some of that game
I'll
day
say it again. I
spice.
was a coach in Indiana. I hate Purdue. Anybody but Purdue.
We start the football with top 4 debutants Florida State getting away in a squeaker against Boston College. The Eagles, of course, using this weekend to honor former lacrosse player Wes Crowther, who was a volunteer fireman who died in the 9/11 attacks. Washington quarterback Michael Penix Jr. made another strong case for the Heisman Trophy with a spectacular performance at a 41-7 victory over Michigan State. I say that because Penix's numbers look like this. He's already surpassed 1,200 passing yards and 10 touchdowns through 3 weeks of football. There's the news this week that Georgia has won their 20th straight game, but it did not come without its problems, as they were down early to South Carolina. But then, they found that dog in them. I'm sorry, I don't like the jokes in it, you see. On to some of our weirder stories of the week, and shout out to Missouri, who upset number 15 Kansas State on a 61-yard walk-off field goal, which is now the longest in SEC history. Well, if you remember Oregon defeating Portland State 81-7 in week 1, you'll get a laugh out of this because now they've paid it forward, defeating North American University at a score of 91-0. What did I say about this, you guys? This student had a chance to win $25,000 if he made this kick. Nah, safe to say, he didn't.
I'll never make it.
Texas defeated Wyoming in the most recent game that's catapulted them to number 3 in the country, their highest AP ranking since finishing number 2 in 2009. I wonder what happened then.
This is the best Alabama defensive lineman is getting pressure.
Colt is hurt.
Special shouts to this UMass wide receiver against Eastern Michigan who made a spectacular catch, and I don't even know how he caught it.
What a play and what a reception!
And finally, speaking of top 15 upsets, Tennessee was defeated by Florida down in the swamp on Saturday night by a convincing score of 29-16. This one didn't end too well as Florida took a knee after Tennessee took a timeout with a second to go, and then Graham Mertz got bumped, and then we had an absolute scrap. We know these two don't like each other very much, but we can't have fisticuffs between a D-tackle and a quarterback. But it also does not help if Graham Mertz is launching her playoff hopes out of Gainesville. And of course, because how could we not, we end the game with our game of the week. And it just so happened to be Colorado State and Colorado. There are other teams out there. Can I please just cover them for once? Come on. It's a day that ends in Y, and that means Colorado football is in the spotlight again. This all started out with comments by Colorado State head coach Jake Norvell in a presser. And we all know as soon as Coach Prom hears anything about his team, he turns into MJ. The two Mountain State rivals kept this game as close as all living possible, and before you know it, by halftime, everyone's eyes were glued to their screens. Colorado State leading at halftime, you know. I don't know who wrote this script, but I want the pen. Things would finally start to go Colorado's way with the play of Shiloh Sanders, Deion's other son, with this forced fumble and a pick six, much reminiscent of his father, to give Colorado the lead and maybe even boost him higher in his dad's power rankings. Yes, you heard me right. Coach Prime has a power rankings list of all of his children, and what do you know, Shiloh's in last. After a Colorado State punt that dropped the ball inside the 2 with less than 2 minutes to go, it was Shadur Sanders who went back to work, leading the Buffaloes to a 3-play, 98-yard drive, culminated by this deep pass to Jimmy Horn Jr., who took it in for the score, and a 2-point conversion that would send this game into overtime, where there'd be controversy. A targeting call on Colorado State will put the Buffaloes deeper into scoring range, and that effectively put the nail in the coffin as Colorado got the score and the stops required to end this one in overtime. Now I will in fact address the elephant in the room, and that is the hit on Travis Hunter by defensive back Henry Blackburn that ended up sending Travis Hunter to hospital. And by elephant, this elephant is in fact very large. Everyone's talking about it. The first and foremost is that Travis will be alright, as Coach Prime did mention that the first thing he heard is that he'll be out for a few weeks. Hunter himself weighed in by saying yes, Blackburn was just doing what he had to do and it was just a football play. It's gonna happen. But then the dark side started to show itself as Shannon Sharp weighed in about the fact that head coach Jay Norvell might have condoned the hit on Travis Hunter. And it's even gotten to the point where Colorado State Police has to look into death threats to both Henry Blackburn and his family because of the incident. True save for me. I hate things like that. I hate when the fact that a football play comes to pass and it comes down to threatening a young man's life and his family's life for that matter. Fortunately, Coach Prime did come to Blackburn's defense, saying that yes, he is both a fine football player and a young man trying to make it in life, and stuff like this has no place in the game. But at the end of the day, only one thing matters, and that Colorado is 3-0, baby. The sky's the limit. We're talking playoff in 2023. Oh, it's all kicking off. It's about to be a walk in the park. This one is. That's going to do it for me this week on campus. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe if you did. And I will see you next week on campus.